telling jokes and having smokes, riding bikes all through the night. It's a wild ride when you're being Ian. Coffee ice no matter what, now you know he likes it in the butt. It's a wild ride when you're being Ian, being Ian. And life is shit but you're positive. Let's find out what it's like to live a life being Ian, being Ian.
With Jordan.
Okay.
Hello. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Bein Ian with Jordan.
We're doing plugs up top because we need you guys to see where we're going so that you can buy tickets. I will go first.
Yes, you will.
Yes, I'm October 6th that weekend. I'm at Levity Live, West Nyack. And then I got the 10,000 Laughs Comedy Festival for one day in Minneapolis, October 12th.
We're doing
with
a live
Ian.
Bein Ian podcast.
Then that weekend, I'm at Zany's Rosemont, Chicago. Rosemont, but near Chicago. And then I have Go Bananas in Cincinnati.
And where can they get tickets?
JordanJensenComedy.com.
That was great.
Thank you so much.
IanFinance.com for all my dates. Like Jordan said, we're doing a live Bein Ian with Jordan October 11th in October 12th in Minneapolis, Minnesota, 10,000 Laughs Comedy Festival. October 13th, I'm headlining 2 shows at the Sisyphus Theater in Minneapolis. And then the following weekend,
When's that?
October 13th, Friday.
Oh.
The following weekend, Port City Comedy Club, Baltimore. And November 3rd, Long Island, Amityville Music Hall, IanFinance.com. Got a ton of stuff in the new year, too. Philly, check it out. Awesome. Jared, Patreon.com/Bein Ian Pod. Sup, it's a good time. Jared, Freid, our guest.
Thank you
The
for
best.
having me.
Go ahead with your plugs.
I gotta go.
Yeah.
Plugs before they know me.
Yes.
This is
Everybody knows you.
Well, listen. Sometimes I feel like you go onto someone's island
Yes.
and you meet their people.
Do you want to plug at the end?
I could do it now. I mean, Seattle, Charlotte, Philly, Syracuse, DC, Baltimore, Dania Beach, Portland, Phoenix, San Diego, Boston, Chicago. Those are all dates. But
you did it so much better than us.
Yeah, you did.
I just say the names of the places.
Yeah.
If they hear them, then maybe there's something
We're learning.
hits them in their brain. I don't know. I've been listening
Baltimore,
more.
Philly, San Francisco, Sacramento,
Right.
Seattle.
You already did it. You lost your turn.
Well, you got to figure out, what works for your show. This maybe people just I don't know how people operate with that stuff. I listen to podcasts, but I don't listen to any podcasts that are like, we're gonna be live. I think this is we do kind of a different thing than most places do.
I know.
Yeah.
I just always forget. And then at the end of the episode, people come out from the show and then other people would be like, hey, I didn't know. And I'm like, fuck.
Right.
I know. I hate when I do a weekend and then the second I'm done there, I get a comment being like, when are you coming to Philly? And I'm
Yeah.
like, what the fuck?
And then you'll get the other side of it. You'll get the people who'll be like, I'm on your website. When are you coming? Like there are people like looking at your website.
Yeah.
Like, and that's probably the person you want most at your show.
Yeah.
The one that doesn't have to be told, like,
Yeah.
Boston,
Yeah.
I'm coming.
Yeah,
Please,
yeah.
God, I need to pay rent.
Yeah.
And then they're like, okay.
Yeah.
I always just say, like, the show, we work on a different thing than this.
Mm.
This is all our own personal network to get directly to you to let you know we're coming. So I think for a podcast audience, it's got to be like months ahead. Like I don't think a lot of people are like week of like,
Yeah.
what? I think you got to just like,
months ahead, like January 4th to 6th, I'll be in Philly at the
There it is.
Punchline.
I
Big
don't
room.
know where-
Big
Lies,
room. Come
guys.
on out.
well, you just want people to get their, and the other thing is the hardest part is that you have people that are listening that like, hey, listen, you have to be the kind of the person, bring your friends and
Bring
like
your friends.
right? We work on this thing every night to make it great. You're
Yes.
going to like it. If you like this podcast, you're going to like the live show.
Like it. You're going to love it.
Right. There you go.
IanFinance.com.
And then if your friends have to trust you.
Sorry.
I feel like I'm in the way of what this show is.
No.
Stay back.
Okay.
That
So now that
hurt.
I know this is what the show is.
Ow.
Yeah, sorry. I got excited.
I know you get too excited. I have knife and taser now.
Yeah, we also have a knife.
I am so happy to be on this couch.
Yes,
Considering a
yeah.
taser guy. It's like when someone is like, what, you don't like it? And you're like, no, I don't want the BB gun around my eye.
Yeah, it's really,
Yeah.
really aggravating.
Yeah. I am sorry. I got excited.
I know. We've
and
talked
I
about it. Your
take it back.
aggression.
Yeah.
Okay. He gets excited.
It's okay.
He's speaking of the ick. You're the walking ick. You're one big walking ick, aren't you? With your Fred Durst ass.
No, you know what I've been told? I've been told that I surpass icks, and then things I do become a new ick. If that makes sense.
Oh,
So you
like,
you do an ick
I-
enough that it becomes something else. That it becomes a whole new ick.
I invoke icks that they didn't even know existed prior to meeting me.
But those are probably the best icks. Those are the most fun to talk about.
yeah. Like
Like
he says, whatchamacallit.
whatchamacallit?
It's the biggest dick I think he has, in my opinion.
Well, that's like a
Like he'll
that's an
forget what
ick.
he's saying and he'll be like,
It's not an ick.
whatchamacallit.
It's more like a tick.
It does more ticky.
January
Icky.
4th to
Yeah.
6th.
Does it haunt you, the ick thing? Do people say it to you all the time?
I don't mind it. I think it's like I like the fun of it when it's like the right, like when someone's like, "Oh, I just had another ick." I'm like, yeah. I don't like when like I can always tell when an ick is like done with good energy.
What?
Sometimes someone will be like, "I got an ick," and it's like I think you're just miserable.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
like I can always tell when someone's just like trying to be mean to someone,
Mm.
I like
rather than
thinking
like
of,
it has to be like a sneeze. It's gotta be natural.
Yeah, but I think
Yes.
the ick is horrible and indicative of like.
Indicative.
That was good.
Thank you.
Nice.
It was
Touch.
nice.
Uh,
Just our knuckle hair
no
touched
kidding.
it.
yes.
Yeah, that's someone's ick.
Yes,
Someone doesn't
yeah.
want to fuck you
Someone
both
just
from
threw
that.
up.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
From that interaction.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Even
yep.
that. That's
Yeah,
A lot of
no.
people don't like that shit.
No.
You don't
no.
like the ick?
No, I think it's insane that some action someone can take just living their life can be such a turnoff for someone else by just existing, that the person is like, oh no, never mind.
You're not empathizing with why someone gets the ick though in that scenario.
Yeah.
You're not saying you're not
watching
empathizing.
someone swim.
Well, no, but you're not.
That's gonna turn you off of someone
Sure.
forever. You're mentally ill.
Well, that's going to turn someone off when they've been put in the position of, hey, you're too picky. Go out with them. They check a lot of boxes. They're my friend. So now you're out on a date with someone. You're out with someone that you've been kind of like nudged into going on a date with, and then you get there.
Now, that's
you're
what I
kinda
call a
half-
date rape.
what?
Because you don't want to go.
These
when
are
you're
direct.
forced
You
into it.
guys go in directions. This is like the taser direction. There's tasers on both sides of all the conversations. You're like,
Yes.
yeah, I nudged you into a date. You're like, rape? And you're like,
Yeah.
I guess we're here now. I have to be
Yeah.
agreeable to this horrific
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
trigger
Yeah.
warning
Yeah.
section of the episode.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Would you like to hit her with the cane?
I
No,
already
not a
did
she's
taser.
got the
one today.
taser. I'm
Yeah.
gonna stay away.
And a knife.
As we've seen on the show, cane beats taser.
It
Because she
hurt.
will threaten with tase, I
Really?
will hit with cane.
Yeah, because you're less afraid of hurting her with a cane.
yes.
And I'm afraid of stopping his weak heart.
Right.
I smoke.
That's a big deal. Yeah.
Not an ick for me.
Ultimately, no,
You know what?
not an ick.
You know what an ick is? My cigarette smoking.
Yeah,
People
but
don't
I
like
would
it.
say that's more of like a turnoff. Like to me, I won't go out with smokers is like a perfectly reasonable thing
Well,
to be
fuck you.
like. Well, that's-
It's a deal breaker.
That's a deal breaker for me.
For me, I
Ah.
can't date guys with tiny little hands.
that yeah,
You know what I
that
mean?
could be. How do they?
Those are good.
Those are good.
Eh?
See, when someone says tiny hands, I always never know. I'm like, I don't know where I.
I immediately
Are you serious?
picture
No,
Chris
these are
Elliott
hands.
Those are
from
fine.
Scary Movie
I have
2.
huge hands.
You got a big old hand. You got mitts.
Oh.
You'll see a tiny hand. It's kind of
I don't look for hands. That's like I guess because I'm not self-conscious.
Girls
about it on
love
me,
hands.
I don't look it on a guy. Like I would only look on things on a guy that I'd be self-conscious about.
I look
Mhm.
at feet, hands, forearms.
Feet, hands, forearms.
You know,
The
in,
feet can be weird.
The feet thing, women's feet, I've never really had.
We have beautiful feet typically.
But but the men who love feet, I have no understanding of the fetish at all.
Ick.
Ick for you.
I've
you
had
don't like
my
men
foot
who like
fucked.
feet. You had your foot fucked
I really did not
What?
enjoy it.
from across. How do you? What connection
Thank
do you
you for
have to
asking.
it? Yeah, where do you go on the? Like,
And if I like feet, I
no,
hate
if
feet.
you're fucking him with your feet.
I wasn't fucking. He fucked my feet.
He fucked. That's what I'm saying. Where were you on the bed? Or in
Yeah,
the,
were
oh.
you like this?
yeah.
Yeah.
Or were you like that? Because I got a foot job like this one
To me,
time
it's
when I
an
was
ab
14.
workout.
What?
Isn't it an ab workout? Like what you just did, like that was like Pilates.
Yeah, but it'd be kind of hot. I'm not into it, but I could
Ugh.
see pulling out.
Yeah, you're just imagining fucking flesh, which sounds good.
What are you imagining?
I mean, you're not imagining particularly feet being good. You're like, I could imagine
Right. I can
using
imagine someone
something.
else's
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I guess that titty fucking is kind of that.
Yeah.
Where you're just like using someone.
It's
as
never
a-
the end game, right?
I guess not. I don't know. Some people, if
Never
it's your
the end
thing, then it's your end game,
Wow, interesting.
right?
Yeah, the final countdown. I felt it was like we were having sex and then there was maybe foot in mouth and I was like, this is weird. And then it was dick on foot and I was like, what's going on with the dick on the foot? And then I was just kind of laying there, you know, like I was
It's
on
a dick on a foot.
I guess I don't know. In my mind, if I was that guy, I'd be like, I would kind of whisper warn. You know, you do like a,
yeah.
I gotta, you know.
I think
gotta
the
fuck
mouth
your
on the
feet.
foot was the whisper warn. I think it was him being like,
See, I would
I
be
got
like,
my-
I want to lick your feet would be my first. That would be my whisper warm.
Yeah, but you just go into it because it's hotter. During sex, you just like you don't go, I would like to flip you over now.
Well, you
You just
wouldn't
go,
say it like that. Wouldn't
Whoa.
you say like,
I did
"I'd
a
like to
weird
flip
thing the
you-
other
I
day.
gotta flip you over. Like, wouldn't there be a what would you
That's
do?
good.
What did it? So I was like in this like right before sex, in the midst of sex, I said something, and then the guy I was having sex with went, "Well, fair is fair." And then while he was having sex with me, I was like, "Can you say fair?
Fair is fair?
Can you say
What?
fair's fair again?"
And then
he was
did you
like,
say,
"That turned you on?"
unsheath your cock before
There was
you
something about
slide
because
in
he was
me.
like behind me and I
That
was
is
down.
fair.
There was something about him being like
On guard. What the
It does sound very regal.
right? Yeah.
The way you fair is
Well,
fair.
sire, fair is fair.
Yeah.
If you must.
If I must put this cocketh in
Yeah.
your
I realize
buttocks,
now that that's how he was
Fair
thinking of
is
it.
fair.
I am
yeah.
about to make cummies.
Yeah.
That's how
If I shall come, you shall come.
yeah,
fair
yeah,
is
yeah.
fair in all
Yeah.
in love. Yeah. Yeah. That does sound very regal.
I realize now that
I
he was thinking
request-
that, but I was thinking of it as like fair's fair. Like
You thought it was more aggressive.
but then when I heard it again,
It's actually
I was
the
like,
most
oh,
progressive thing he's ever done.
yeah, equal rights for the both of us.
Right. We both need to get turned on. Fair is fair.
But I was
Yeah.
thinking of more of it's like fair's fair. Like I don't know. Like
Fair,
you're
the way
robbing-
it does, accent
The way-
really
yeah.
matters because the way
Yeah.
you're saying is very Buffalo Bill.
Yeah, but
Fair is fair.
the way she's
Yeah.
talking about it is if you're bartering for like a beaver pelt on
Right.
the range. Look at your eyes.
Right,
Oh
right.
my God.
It's crazy.
That was insane. The look you just gave.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I stole a beaver pelt and now he's got to beat me with the pelt because fair is fair,
Right, right.
girl. It's like that.
I guess you can come now. Yeah. That's,
yeah.
That's more of the
Yeah.
perspective. I like that
Yeah.
Ian and I went in a totally like
Uh-huh.
Like
respectful
I've
way.
stolen this woman
Right.
and now I get to have sex with her.
Yeah,
Fair's
right.
fair.
Well, I untied you from the train tracks. You
Right.
might as well let me eat you out. Fair is
Right.
fair.
You're just you're in a hole in his basement.
Yeah.
And he's like, you figured out his riddle.
Yes.
And he's like,
Yes.
fair's fair. I
Yeah.
gave
Oh
you this
my
option.
God.
Yes. Or
Yeah.
like, he caught me stealing something from his basement. He comes down and I'm like, could I go, sir? And he's like, well, you stole some of mine. Now I'm going to steal something of yours.
Right.
Fair is
fair.
Yeah.
Is the only thing that turns you on sexually, Jordan, is some sort of like middle America, dark, damp night guy in a
Carpet.
Yes.
like a
Yes.
guy wearing
Yes.
Dickies, but not ironically.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
being
Uh-huh.
like fair's fair. He
Like-
can't-
like
have
her
you
being
seen?
like-
Hold on. Have
But
you-
before you put them fingers in me, you better clean them dirty nails.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Have you seen the TikTok of the guy who goes, "You don't gotta call me there, but you can't call me there"? Have you seen this guy?
Boat.
Yeah,
that
he's on the
guy
boat.
Is me.
That-
I love him.
I think that's Jordan's sexual
Call
fantasy.
me whatever you want.
Yeah. He goes, "You can call me whatever you want, but don't call me that." That's
Yeah.
just like
Yep.
it's become a
Whatever you
meme.
want,
Yeah.
but don't call me an aunt.
He goes, "You can call me whatever you want, but don't
What
call
is
me
this
that."
guy?
Just look him up. I mean, he's on the boat and he's become this like big time meme.
I got a text in my group text that said, "Ian, I love your new video."
Right. It's like this guy, he's very much like on.
for real.
He's very much on a lake. He's like at Puddin Bay in Ohio.
Yeah.
You call me you want, you don't call me that.
Yes.
Yeah, he's wonderful.
Yeah.
This is to me your sexual fantasy.
Totally. Him in a bad mood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can suck my dick, just don't come back talking to my wife. Like that'd be you getting warned by him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's very middle America mullet.
Yeah.
Loves the Browns.
Yeah.
Goes
loves
to
them.
Puddin Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, you mind if before I eat your pussy, I put a little bit of Old Bay on there?
Fair is
fair.
fair. Oh my God, I felt so guilty. I was like, "Can you say fair is fair?" And he was like, "What?" Okay.
But then he probably didn't say it right. He probably said it in like the more respectful way.
He was like, "Fair is fair,"
Yeah.
and I was like,
he's like,
Ugh.
women should be allowed to vote too. Is
Yeah.
that what you wanted?
"Oh my
Yeah,
God,
fair is
it's
fair.
so
Equal
funny that I
pay.
thought of it the way that I thought of it, and how different it is."
It is tone is everything. It
It
shows
is, yeah.
like tone and accent. You know, like we went regal.
Yeah. Like if
You
Jordan,
lady.
if Jordan wanted to do BDSM, she wouldn't say like tie me up. She'd be like lasso me,
Yeah. I'd be like,
round me up.
Use
be
that
like, put the
belt you
dog
got on
out.
sale at Walmart.
yeah.
Like something
Yeah.
like that.
Hit my clip with the
Yeah.
buckle.
Right.
Get one of those sticky hand things that sticks
Right.
to the wall.
Yeah,
Hit me with that.
Oh,
Tell Carla not to come in.
Yeah.
It'd be something like that.
Oh, I'm
yeah.
about to come. Ring the dinner bell.
We're having spaghetti and ketchup. Like that's like the hottest dinner Jordan could ever have.
Yeah.
Spaghetti
Yeah.
and ketchup
Yeah.
with a Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
Just sex on a trampoline. That's the hottest thing I could
Whoa.
do.
Right.
Yeah.
That would be hard to find the rhythm. You'd need me.
Man,
sitting on the
trampolines are
jumping
fun.
point.
That would really get it
It's
going.
like
yeah.
soaking,
Yeah.
but with trash.
yeah.
You know, how Mormons soak and they have a spotter.
Yeah.
It's like that,
Yeah.
but with white trash.
An above ground pool.
That would get you.
If
Yeah.
Jordan wanted to have a natural birth, she'd give most people give birth in a tub. She'd do it in an above ground
In a above-
pool.
Yeah. I do it in one of those plastic,
Placenta
disgusting
rolling
beds.
around.
Yeah.
There's a beer
You gotta
floatable,
catch it.
floatable beer pong table going by. Yeah.
Somebody's trying to noodle my
Uh-huh.
baby.
Yeah. Fish it out.
The placenta's out. Get the ring of 6-packs. Pull it in. Ugh, Jordan. God.
Yeah. I like the
It's
smell
great.
of turtle,
Yeah.
Just musty
did you grow up?
turtle.
Hell.
Upstate New York.
Upstate. Where did you grow up? Yeah.
Delaware.
I knew that.
Yeah.
Delaware.
Oh.
Yeah, Delaware has like the Baltimore like boat people.
Yeah.
There's another video of a guy like parking a boat. Like I didn't even know these competitions existed.
Boat parking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
There's so many things on a
Said it's-
boat.
of
He
course.
parks good.
Dude.
They park it well.
He parks good. I mean, we've flicked a switch in her that
No.
we cannot turn off.
Right.
That's how my family talks like that. My mom would be like, "Did you put the dog out?" Or "I have to put the dog out yet." That's what she says. "I have to go get the groceries yet."
See, I don't think Jordan could be trusted at like a Carhartt. Like she'd be at that store just being like, "Oh my god,
Every
the
time.
man of my dreams, just
Yeah.
all left
Yeah.
and right."
You
Yeah.
should
I
have
used
seen
to-
me on the train last night with this like gaffer looking guy who had like a fixie bike. I was like, boy. And he was like, Jesus. And I was like, you got a carabiner on there.
The way to Jordan's heart is to get her a gift certificate to a store called Working Gear.
Yeah. Cabela's.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I go
Clean
into
up
the car
aisle
every
Jordan.
time on the road.
We in a Cabela's.
It's good. There's a certain smell.
See the
Paintball guy.
way you go
Paintball
trash.
guy, yeah.
The way you go trash, I go trash in like fishnets, pink
Yeah.
French tip
Mm.
nails, tattoo of a jaguar down your thigh.
Yeah.
different but same. They went to high school together, but
Yes.
they didn't hang out.
Or graduate.
Yeah.
Right.
He touched her tit once and she was like,
Right.
stop. Do
Same
it again.
parking
Yeah.
lot to have a cig.
Mm.
Yes.
Yeah. Same
Yes.
parking lot.
Smoking corner.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Hanging out at the diner.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Mm.
diner. I love a diner.
I had my after prom at a diner.
we all did.
Did you?
Whoops.
I
One
think we all
prom.
did.
I went to a couple proms.
Really?
Pretty popular.
I
Big prom
crashed our
guy.
prom.
Did you?
Yep.
Did you go to prom?
Yeah.
Were you prom king?
No.
No?
I don't think we even had that.
I don't think we
wouldn't have
did
been
either.
prom kid.
I wore a pink
What
tuxedo.
kind of guy were you? Sports
to
guy?
my senior
Fine, played
prom.
sports,
Fine.
friends,
Yeah.
pretty normal.
Really?
Yeah.
Normal guy?
I don't think I present too
How
off
old
the
were you when
grid.
you lost your first?
let me guess. No.
18.
18.
Wow, that's very good.
18.
How
How
old
old
were
are
you?
you?
19. How old were you?
18.
Oh.
19.
Boom. Minus
18,
7.
19 maybe. I don't know.
How old were you? You were 12, right?
14.
14. Oh, yeah. Wasn't the guy like 30 and his name was Rick?
No. Is it
He
very
said
nice?
fair is
No,
fair.
14 was first blowjob. Virginity was
fair
15.
is fair.
I got my period the same year I lost my virginity. 15.
Really?
Wow.
Because I remember being like, now I put a tampon in, now I can have sex.
It's time.
It's time.
Yeah.
That goes in
How
there.
old were you first time mouse stuff? 11.
We don't talk about that.
No.
Probably like, I think probably 14. I think it moved
Dude,
pretty
I
quick.
can't believe these topics haven't been covered on this podcast. I
They
feel
probably
this
have.
would've
Our
probably
brain
have.
gets
We don't have
erased
good brains. It's
every
not
single
good.
time.
Yeah.
been-
Every
feels
time we
like
blow
this was
this,
Yeah,
it's a
gone.
reset.
The show
We have to
far?
look at Ethan and be like, have I told this? And he's like, 9 times.
Did I?
9 times.
What?
Right,
Uh-huh.
right. I just feel like you guys would have started a podcast being like talking about like, when did you lose your virginity? When did you, is this a podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
This
Oh
has
no!
been
In
the
the
whole
first
premise.
episode, she mentioned she fucked her stepbrother,
Yeah.
Oh,
and that. Never mind.
No.
The thing with
No.
Aladdin,
Aladdin?
Jafar.
Who's Jafar? Oh, that I jerked off to Jafar?
Yeah, she thinks that every girl has a rape fantasy because of Jafar from
Yeah.
Aladdin.
Jafar locked Jasmine up, put her in a hot outfit. Remember that? The red outfit, high
Sure.
ponytail, cucked Aladdin in the corner. He couldn't get to her.
And he
Jafar
spit on her face.
forced a kiss, spit what looked exactly like cum onto her face.
you have a
She had to go
vivid
like this.
memory of this scene. This
It-
is crazy.
Every woman watching it is like, yeah.
Again,
Really?
So
you
hot.
say things and think you're speaking for everyone.
I
And
have
you're
stood in
not.
front of
Star
audiences
Wars had
as who
the
remembers
Job of the
this.
Hutt thing too. I mean, like there's been other
yeah.
right. Princess
What's our
Leia was
equivalent of
dressed
that?
up.
Yummy.
Right.
Oh, our equivalent is the Little Mermaid when Ariel is hot and she can't talk. Okay.
Keep a hoe in a fish.
Yeah,
Keep your
got
fish on a
him.
leash.
No voices, just boobies.
Yeah, that was fucked up when she couldn't talk. Yeah, it's all for. It's
I
all
don't
like
have these like
trapping.
it's funny
Sleeping
like
Beauty.
there's like a lot of people that have these like memory. I'm like, yeah, it was just a fun movie, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I didn't like, I guess looking back, maybe this
Jesus
could be
Christ!
the thought.
Did
It's
you
empty.
spill
It's
water?
empty.
Good. Sorry, Jared. Continue.
What do
Yes?
you jerk off to? If you have to go to your spank bank in your brain.
Ooh, I don't know. I'm
Tell
like-
us your forbidden naughties.
Fair is fair, boy.
I like fair is fair, as the podcast title has told people. I like big
Yeah.
titty porn,
Woo!
like a big old titty, plus
Big areola?
size, big titty porn.
Big areola.
The areola never made a difference to me.
Interesting.
Yeah, small or big, I just go, oh, that's what it is. That's what dinner is.
Wow.
Yeah, never really thought.
Lot to eat for dinner.
I'm
Who
the same
cares
way,
what
but with big asses. Not much
I
of
like
a
big
titty
ass
man.
too. I'm not. I like curves. So
Yes, good gym. Curves, female gym.
I've been doing Pilates.
Pilates people love it.
Really.
When someone's
awesome.
like, when a woman is like into Pilates, like does it more than if a woman does it like more than twice a week, they are like an animal. Like they're up early,
Dude.
strong in every
And
in the
amazing
small
bonds.
twitch way.
Yeah, I'm gonna get small twitch way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going tomorrow.
Strong women. I mean, like it's always like the most like type A
Yeah,
type. that
I'm
goes
not
on.
type
Oh,
A.
yeah.
I'm a monster.
You're gonna see. You go to these classes.
You're
you see,
type
like,
AAA because you need help.
You're type AA because you have an addiction problem.
Wow.
It's true.
I'm type amazed that I'm even here right now.
And young Ethan is type gay.
You're type A.
Hey.
Anyway.
We gotta get this boy laid. Can you give him some
Oh
advice?
my God.
Sure.
Yes. This
Yeah.
is what I want. Dress our boy.
Yeah.
Make
Okay.
him
Look at
strong.
Yeah. Look
He
at
needs
him.
to have
I mean,
sex.
Yeah.
Are you
He's so
dating anyone?
cute.
He
How
looks
old
like
are
he's
you?
at a rave in 1992 England.
I think the way he's dressed right now fits the area and the time of we're in right now.
He
How
looks
old
like
are you?
a sweet dad in the 70s.
That's the look right now.
Yeah.
I'm 25.
Yeah, you're dressed age appropriately, actually.
Thank you.
He's
The
very handsome. Look at his
Gen Z
sweater. He smells
dresses
good.
like they went to the attic of their parents' house and cleaned it out.
Gen Z rips, dude. They have it figured out. Their level of our
What?
listen to me. Our generation went like this with androgyny. They went, instead of being a man, I'm just gonna be a full-blown girly man, and that's okay. Gen Z is like, I'm literally going to be an amorphous David Bowie,
I'm
which
gonna
I
be
love.
mysterious.
Yeah, but here's
the thing.
Harry
Yes,
Styles.
Yes.
I like
Harry
that.
Someone asked me about Harry Styles today, and I was like, I don't know what to say. I think he's the most confident guy there
Oh,
is alive.
fuck.
I like
His
that,
armpit.
but I like it if you call it gender bending and not like this is my identity and you must have to
They
respect
don't do
it.
that.
No, they don't do. They're pretty
They don't?
mysterious
We did
about
that.
this whole thing. I think. Yeah, I think
Oh.
we're
They
more.
aren't like that.
You ever talk
Okay,
to
I
like,
like that then.
kind of like we do it, but like you ever talk to like someone older and like they're just obsessed with the gender
Yeah.
thing, and you're like, I have no thought on it whatsoever. I'm just like whatever's going on is going
Yeah.
on. But it does feel like Gen Z is just like a little bit more classy.
They're
You know,
classy,
like, about it. Like,
exactly.
I do understand, Ian. I think that's like what you're saying is like kind of like the headline. Headline: I'm angry at everyone for fucking up my
They're not like
they
that.
them. I don't think they're like that. Yeah, I
They
Yeah.
are like him, where you're like, if you're like, if you say to them like, yeah, well, he's gay, they'll be like, and they'll kind of make you feel stupid because they're like hack. You're
Right.
like, they're like hacky, as opposed to our generation that's like, what does it matter?
right.
What does it matter? They're just
What
like,
is
I don't
Gen
care.
Z? How old
Okay,
is that?
Michaela's little brother, so hot, has sex with men and women.
Oh,
Like so masculine in some ways, but so feminine when he's like talking to you in this like super.
sounds like kind of like someone we know. Who's
You're broken.
AA?
He is. He has this thing, and I never feel like I have to censor myself around. Like I can be like, I can say whatever I want. I can, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
You can
me.
talk-
You're
What is-
describing me.
You're
Everyone
not-
in
Are you
Gen
on
Z
dating
is me.
apps?
That's not true.
Yeah, I'm on like Hinge.
They don't.
What
wear
do
wife
you-
beaters.
And what are you looking
You're right,
for?
You're, right. You're kind of Gen Z, but
Just
Just-
well,
you're
I'm
right.
pretty open. I mean, like it's one of those things where I don't put
Thank you.
pressure on relationships or anything like that. So
Right.
But he went on like an 8-hour coffee date with the girl, and then the girl was
Okay.
like, "No, thanks."
Yeah, 8 hours doesn't matter. It's one coffee date.
Well, help
no,
him.
8 hours she hung out with him.
Yeah,
but
and then he
8-hour
was like-
hangout, I mean, people. That's one hangout. One leave the house. It's like
Oh, gotcha. One
you know,
leave the
it's
house.
like Delta miles. Like you don't get credit for the 6-hour flight. You've flown once today.
So what does he do? 8 hours.
But
seems
how's he
Well, did you
close the
like
deal
her?
on an 8-hour hangout?
Did you like her?
I thought she was cool.
See, that's the.
Oh.
I think a coffee date. You're setting yourself up for. We need this to be more serious, and there's no option for casual.
He said weenie.
What?
Nothing.
We need
Weenie. Weenie.
That's right.
Yes.
Weenie, more casual. No, because if you had just been like, "Hey, I'm out. Come meet me," the way you're talking right now would match what you're looking for.
Yes.
No,
Because when you go to coffee, it's like, "And will we do the next date? We're going to Regal Town."
they
again."
met at they had never seen each other before and organically at a coffee shop hung out that day for
Oh, you got
how
to
many
drop the
hours?
number and go. That's what you have to create casual.
That's a different one.
different
You're
girl.
thinking of the different girl. You're thinking of the girl he started talking to. You're thinking of the girl he started talking to. They had sat down and ate together, and then she was like, "I have a boyfriend." This girl he went on a date with, they hung out for 8 hours and then ghosted. Yeah, that's just a lot of times you have to remember these girls have a squeeze. A lot of these women have a squeeze that they want because
What's
it's
a
with
squeeze?
a boo.
Oh, I like that too. Like a main squeeze, like a
Squeeze,
cool
yeah.
old thing.
Well,
Yeah.
you just don't know why someone's on a dating app. Like someone's on
Yeah.
there to like figure out whether they like the person they've been
That's
seeing.
why I'm always on it.
Right. Or
Whoa.
they're
On it
there
to rebound.
or they're there to like get through the breakup they just went through. Like the idea that everyone is where you are on a dating app is like kind of a
That's
You
why
know,
I
and
don't
this-
like them, and I like organic meetings.
Everybody
Right.
likes that. but
Everyone
that's
wants
not an
organic
option.
meetings. This
What
is
you should say on your profile is, "Let's not hang out if you're clowning around."
No, that's
Okay.
too serious.
What?
I don't like that.
Well, I
The
tried to use the word
fuck is
clown.
that?
no,
All right.
down to clown is better.
Yes.
Well, how about you? No, I think what you
Only
to
hang out if
me,
you're down to clown.
what made a coffee date happen? That's my question. Because that to me is more the question.
Because I was going on dinner dates and I was spending $100
Yeah, he's
on women
poor.
that would ghost me.
We
well,
don't
you got
let him-
well
we
dinner
don't feed
dates.
him.
You're like the three bears of dating. You've gone too cold, too hot.
Yeah.
You need to do hey, wine coffee bar hybrid place, especially for your age group.
You gotta
people
stick
are
your
like
dick in some
trying to be
porridge.
sober. Yeah, you gotta get a little medium porridge. So like
Mhm.
you right now, you're in that group of like, hey, I'm not sure what this is gonna be. I think coffee wine bar hybrid is like the perfect place for you. Because
Yeah, but you got to plant the seed beforehand so they don't like get a friend vibe. Be like, I heard this place is good food, but all I want to order is a piece of your ass.
well, you could do that. Little piece of your ass action.
Yeah.
Kings of comedy.
I'm also from Tennessee, so it's like dating here is so different than
Why?
I think.
What are you, an open
but
mic
you're also
comic?
25,
Why?
you
Tell
haven't
us.
dated.
because everything is very fast. Like it's faster here, so everybody is like, just they're meeting
Are
new
you-
people all the time.
Are you talking to anyone on the dating app right now that you like?
No,
Pull her up. Oh,
no,
Because
yeah.
I would say if you get to a point, I would be like, to me, a dating app conversation is like within a day, you need to make a decision. That makes it hot. So you go, hey, great to meet you. Hey, great to meet you. What you have a little banter, and then you go, this was a lot of fun. Here's my number. I'd really like to get drinks on Thursday if you're free. Let me know. I'll make a plan if you're down.
Yeah, that happened. Like I do that, but then I get the runaround where it'll be like, I'll set a date. They'll be like, yeah, sure. And then like the date comes up. I'm like, hey, just checking in, making sure we're still good on, like, on for that day. And they'll be like, ghost. Like, won't
There's
say
got to
Yeah,
be a
but
way
that's
to
gonna
make it more
happen.
casual. Because I bailed on dating apps. Came down.
I always
I like
think
to point
the
when
best
I wanna
dating app
talk.
scenario is you're like it's like 7:00 at night. You're going out that night. You
Yeah,
have plans
that's-
already, and then you go, I have plans already, but I'll be out in this area afterwards. Would you want to meet at this bar at this time? Now it's done in one day. You
Yeah.
get that first meeting
Yes.
out of the way.
You know what?
It's sexy. It's fun.
you should do that no matter what. Like when I used to sell construction estimates, I'd be like, hello, we have a guy in the neighborhood tomorrow.
Right.
Can he stop by to look at your windows? Was in the neighborhood.
Mhm.
Lie. And then they say yes. And you go, well, what do you, and then you tell the guy and he's there and make it look like it.
And here's the thing. You're right, because we used to do that with life insurance. Hey, I'm
And when you
planning on
make
being
the
in the
sale,
building.
like our sales guys at the company, you buy crap.
Yeah, you go to
Yeah,
their
you buy
you
some
go to
crap.
the area near their house. You don't know exactly where they live, and then you take a picture of Taco Bell you bought and say, "Hey, I'm near your house. Want Taco Bell?"
Do you guys always find the most
He did that.
scary? Oh, he did that.
Yes.
That's the creepiest thing I've
Yes.
ever heard in my
It's
entire life. You
really
can't do that.
scary.
Shut up. We were friends for
I thought you were inventing a weirder scenario. No, this
Nope.
really happened.
Really happened.
No.
Bag of Taco Bell in a photo.
No.
Like it was today's
Uber
paper.
Eats.
Yes.
Dude, that's weird. You can't do that.
No.
You
Here's the
can't
story.
show up to someone's neighborhood.
Here's the story all about how I showed up to a girl with Taco Bell
And got
she
shut
won't-
down.
and she won't answer my calls now.
And got a restraining order.
And had to move with my auntie and
Uncle
uncle.
Bel Air, yeah.
'Cause I'm not allowed in the
You gotta
area.
stay 1,000 feet from her. Don't know why.
My life got twisted upside down. I went to the store, got some Taco Bell, and scared that little girl out of town.
Out of hell.
Yeah, thank you.
Close. We did it. No, we'd been friends for years. Hung out, used to send each other naked pictures, whatever, flirt. One day, we spent the entire day together, walked all the way across the Williamsburg Bridge, holding hands, brought her to my place. She saw how I lived, turned around and left and said, no, clean yourself up before I come back over.
Okay.
She's OCD. And she was having a rough day. I was in the area. I know where she lives, the cross street. Always, you got to come over and hang out. You got to come over and eat. Let's get coffee someday. Okay. So she was having a bad day. I know she loves Taco Bell. I got Taco Bell, sent her a picture and said, hey, I'm right by you. I bought you a treat. Come out. I'll give you tea and I'll be on my way. How is that bad?
It's coming on a little strong. I think if someone leaves your place and says, I think if someone leaves your place and goes, clean yourself up, and then I gotta get out of here, you can't
The last
show
thing
up.
a girl wants on a bad day is for somebody to surprise show up. A bad day means I'm farting in bed.
I want someone to
Right.
show up on a bad day and go,
I know
hey,
you want somebody to show up on
Unannounced
every day.
visits is not within our.
I like them. It's cute.
No,
it's
no, no,
fun.
no.
It's
They-
silly.
Don't you know that's not
Yeah.
what most people like.
You love it.
I like phone calls and I like
He likes when I
like
open the door when he's
visits.
pooping to hang out with him.
I
Yeah,
just
no,
wanna
you have
talk.
to understand these are you things.
Yeah.
Unannounced visit would scare the shit, and then I'd be like, "How long do I have to hang out?"
It
with
wasn't
this
an
person?
unannounced visit. It was hey, I'm right by the area. I got you food. I'll drop it off. See ya.
As a
hey,
people
how you
pleaser,
doing? Let's share a smoke.
no,
See
well,
ya.
then, you've already extended the time.
Yeah.
Let's
You've already
just go
gone,
in
no,
and watch an episode of 90 Day
let's just have a
Fiance.
smoke. Yeah,
Let's
if it
go
was
in and
DoorDash, they
hang.
leave it by the door and they're gone.
Yeah.
You know,
That
like,
would
I'm
be
here
good.
already, but it's almost dinner. Where are we going?
Yeah.
what's the plan for tonight? Am I sleeping over? Yeah, it always goes
I have
too much.
been-
Let's FaceTime my mother.
Right.
You've
and
been in a relationship with somebody. I've been sitting at the cellar with you, and they've been like, order me a cheeseburger. He orders it. And it's truly, I've been like 3 hours have passed because I have a spot really late. And I'm like, oh shit, Ian, you're supposed to bring that cheeseburger to that girl. Phone, looks at his phone. It's like 900 missed calls. He just wants to extend the hang wherever he is.
Yeah, well, listen, that's okay.
It's
Sometimes
great.
it's great.
But they don't like that when you show
But
up.
I'm saying extend the hang is good when you've signed up for the hang.
Right. You haven't, because no girl thinks you're going to give her the Home Depot, the Taco Bell, sorry, and
just
leave.
go.
She's
Yeah.
back into the things she
especially-
likes. She's like, if somebody came over and brought me a plumb bob and a 2x4, boo-wee. Woo! They're the best.
They're so good.
They're the coolest.
So cool.
Yeah.
I don't know what a plumb bob is. So
Dude,
I've
a plumb
left
bob
you
is
guys.
you can make one right now. If you hang these glasses on the end of a thing,
String.
on the end of a string, sorry, you can
you-
see if something's level just by dangling it, and
Yeah,
it'll
yeah.
make
Drawing
a
a
straight
circle.
line. It just makes a straight line
Yeah,
with
it
gravity.
always finds a center point.
Well, it's so
You
cool. It's
realize
called
I'm
plumb
Jewish
bob.
and went to summer camp, right? I don't understand
Ah.
any of
Mm.
these
to horse camp.
references. I
Plumb bob.
no.
We were
I'm gonna name my
carpenters.
kid
I pay a
Plumb
guy
Bob.
named Bob to plumb.
Nice. Nice.
Yes. God, I love speed squares too.
Speed squares are the best.
I was so bad at cutting steps though.
really hard.
Really tough.
Really tough.
Yeah.
They have to be perfect.
I know.
Scary.
But it was cool cutting rafters.
It's the best. Easy cut.
I fell asleep with my eyes open.
Have you ever done construction?
No.
We
crazy.
we should have a thing where we bring friends on to do construction with us.
And you make a little birdhouse
Right.
while we do the podcast.
And you leave with a birdhouse.
Yeah, wouldn't you love a little
And
birdhouse?
I'd
and
love
if
to
it's
leave with
bad,
one.
you still have a birdhouse for your soul. They Might Be Giants' great song. You ever listen to them?
Can you put the cane down? Thank you so much. That was really
You're
sweet.
welcome.
Anyway, how do we get our boy Ethan's dick sucked?
Wait, wait, wait.
He's doing it too serious. You can't do dinner. You can't do coffee. It's got to be drinks. There has to be a
he
way to
doesn't drink.
escape you.
That's
Yeah,
so
coffee, wine, hybrid place.
Can we just go back real quick?
Board
It's not
game.
weird that I did the thing because we knew each other for years. It was a fun, hey.
It's not
Weird.
weird. It's less weird because you know each other. It's more annoying.
It's annoying. It's
I'll
annoying.
take it.
Okay, so that,
Yeah,
that
agreed,
would be
agreed. Annoying is
yeah,
what it
not
is.
creepy.
If
annoying.
I got a picture of you outside my house, I'd be like, Ian,
Come on.
on.
Like I didn't sign up to not be on my phone right now. Yeah.
I'd
Yeah.
rather be annoying than creepy all day long. So
Yeah, of
thank
course.
you.
I think
Every
most
time we've
people-
stayed in a hotel, I haven't told him my room number. Every
Yeah,
time.
This is to me that's
Boundaries.
fair to the point.
Fair is fair.
Fair is fair.
Fair is fair. You ain't know my room. I ain't
Right.
getting no T-bill.
That's right.
That's fine.
So I agree. How do you spend less money but you go on a date? You could.
I told him he needs to get a prostitute because he'll spend less money for one
He
thing,
doesn't
get
want
his
that.
nut
He
out,
wants to meet somebody.
but you need to practice.
You need to
Whatever
borrow a
Ian
dog.
says is just don't do that.
Yeah.
This
What
is
the
this is put it on the list of things not to do.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh,
I don't
so
need
you're
to
saying he
practice
shouldn't do a
having
little of
sex.
this?
Well, listen,
Do we-
if
do
she
we have
tickles
any-
your tuchus, fine.
Do we have any 25-year-olds that you know?
Read
don't know
her
any-
Native American poetry.
I think what you got to do is go to a more than a coffee shop, less than a dinner. That
Way
and,
more than a
and you
prostitute.
gotta like leave them wanting more. I think you're doing 8 hours too much. You
He
gotta.
just, hey, good to see you. I'm out of here.
Hey, I gotta get going. And I think that's why you put parameters on the night, especially when you do. Hey, I'm going out for dinner with friends. I'm gonna be in this area. Would love to get a drink after.
And then
now
you
you've
can
made
meet
it a late
all my
night
friends.
candlelit situation. Meet my
Okay,
friends.
so how do we get
Now
him
we're
some
annoying.
friends? I was kidding.
I think that's great advice. Thank you, Jared.
That is certainly some advice.
That's a proton pack.
What
I
did you
thought
just
I was like, what
notice?
is this?
It's a Ghostbusters proton pack.
Did you love Ghostbusters?
So much.
It is
Did
a
you?
great movie.
Isn't it?
Yeah. I wanted more from Ghostbusters too. Did you like the new one or no?
Yeah,
didn't see it.
I loved it. Cried
Uh,
twice. Amazing. Great
Cried?
continuation of the original.
Yeah, but it got kind of shit on, but I kind of looked like a fun.
Are you talking about the female Ghostbusters or
no,
Ghostbusters
the female
Afterlife?
one was like a money
Doesn't
grab.
count. Yeah.
This is the other one that they did Afterlife.
It
looked kinda cool.
How'd it get shit on?
I thought it got bad reviews.
No, everyone loved it.
Really?
Yeah, they have a new one coming out too.
Real another one.
Oh, I should have announced this, but by the time we do, tickets will be on sale. I'm filming a special December 3rd.
Congratulations.
Thank you. At the cutting room. And for the intro, I'm doing something with the Ghostbusters, and I'm so excited.
Do you have a name for it yet?
Yes.
What is it?
Ian Fidance, Wild, Happy, and Free.
Cool.
Taco Bell at 7.
Can we do some Native American cover art?
Wild, Happy, and Free? You on a buffalo?
Yeah.
Okay.
You left me at Bell's palsy. Whatever the fuck that was.
Okay. I really want to talk about icks more. I know you hear that all the time, but I'm really curious what.
I just thought of something with the ick. Oh, we had talked about what we liked sexually, like movies never did it for me or whatever.
Movies.
When I saw, because you were talking about Aladdin, Ghostbusters, when Dana gets possessed and was could not help but just be in love with the gatekeeper and keymaster, that did something to me where I think I've always wanted a not obsessive, but a possessed love to be under someone's spell.
Yes, same with Neo and Trinity. When I saw that there was just the one person for the one, and their oneness could make energy in a whole universe, it also put in my head that there was a possession that would happen.
Is this how you guys became friendly?
That we're obsessive codependent
with being possessed
freaks
in a sexual relationship.
We have bonded many times over me and this person are breaking up, and I think I'm gonna kill myself, and we're like, me too. Let's hang.
That's a fun way to get together with friends.
Yeah.
Wait, you too? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a fun way to meet people.
A lot of that. Totally.
Yeah.
Come a long way though.
Yeah. Listen, it turned into a podcast, a flourishing business. This is great.
It is. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. There's a floor in this business.
There is a floor.
And we seem to be at it.
Tasers.
Hey, everybody. This Halloween, scare people with your costume, not your ugly, stinking, scraggly, old beardy face. That's right. The Handyman, Manscaped's electric face shaver, is your one-stop shop for a smooth, clean face without the mess of a traditional wet shave. Wet shaving is a pain. Sometimes you cut yourself. What makes it easier is electric shaver. Electric shaving means you don't have to shower to shave. And it's good to shower because not showering is a sign of depression, but also it's a sign of, being really busy. But you should shower every day. But if you can't, electric shave is the way to go. Handyman features a 5-minute quick charge for when you're short on time, and the rechargeable battery lasts for a full 60 minutos. And I learned minutos from Babbel.com, promo code / It's another thing you should check out. It's compact, so it won't take up tons of space in a drawer, and it's airplane friendly, so you can take it on the go, which is great for guys and gals and theys and thems that likes to flies around the world. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code SKA, S-K-A, at manscaped.com. It's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and using the code SKA, S-K-A. For a look as sweet as candy, get yourself the Handyman from, say it with me, Manscaped. Okay, bye-bye. Dude, we went, speaking of serendipity, I don't think we've said that once in the podcast.
Even the transition felt uncomfortable.
Yeah.
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 We went horseback riding, and
Really?
my horse's name was Taser. And that's an integral
And
part of
hers
the
was
show.
Cane.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, yeah,
close.
yeah.
Cunt.
It was a cunt. Mine was a cunt.
Where did you go horseback riding?
Palinville up in Saugerties, New York, upstate.
So was this like a class field trip?
Yeah.
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 was a
You guys
pod
are like,
trip.
we're going to do a podcast before we get going. It's like when the team goes on like a...
It was a team building
I
exercise.
Yeah,
wanted to
team
go
building.
horseback riding, and then Ian ruined it with his horse riding too close to mine, so mine was scared the whole time, and I got scared the whole time, so it wasn't fun. But he had fun.
That feels like you are mad that Ian was better at horseback riding than you expected.
Yo, thank you so much for
And-
deciphering
yeah.
the truth.
Yeah. And that you're blaming that your horse wasn't great on Ian, who actually was pretty good at horseback riding. You don't want to admit it.
I love you. I love you so much.
I smelt it. I could feel it. It's okay.
It's true.
Yes.
Yeah.
He got on and it was like he was one with the horse.
He's like,
I felt so comfortable.
He felt so comfortable. He wasn't scared. I was really scared.
I wouldn't have expected it either. I would be, if I were you, I'd be prepared for lots of ball busting, lots of making fun of Ian, lots of telling him how horrible at horseback riding he was. And then it really probably ruined the rest of your day. You're like, now I have to kind of admit he was as good.
Yeah. I really identify as a horse girl. But I was really scared because his horse and him were really rearing to go.
Right.
And I couldn't really move very fast at all because
her whole thing is like, me and horses. And then when push came to shove, the horse was like, nah.
Yeah.
I did shows in Lexington, and after the Thursday night show, this woman and her boyfriend were like, we work with horses. Do you want to like see the horses? And I was like, I would love to film it. And they're like, well, you can't film them fucking. And I was like, why would
Christ.
you assume?
That is so crazy.
Breeding. And I was like, and I go,
People are so weird.
I go, in what world was that be what I want to do? Like, I don't know what you're like. I don't know why you would think like, and what was weird was how normal what she said was normal. Like, we're the weird
She wasn't
ones
doing
for
a bit.
No, this was like, you come to realize. So she brought me and Alec Parent, hilarious comic. He like taped the whole thing. So we went to a stable, and it was like literally the Ritz-Carlton of stables.
Whoa.
And we get there, and they have the Triple Crown winner. They had not Smarty Jones. Yeah, I think Smarty Jones was there. Like all these famous horses.
Whoa.
What's the one that just won the Triple Crown?
Seabiscuit.
No, that's
the Sopranos horse.
Is it? I don't even know.
Captain.
No, there was another
one.
Oh my! I have the name somewhere, but I went and saw. So we like they
Sunday's a ticket.
They always have those names.
Yeah.
I'm a big dog.
Yeah, turn the lamp off.
I'm gonna win. Yeah.
Rents due Tuesday.
American Pharaoh. So they bring
a cool name.
So we didn't know where. So this girl and her boyfriend come and they meet us at the stable. They don't even work there. They're like, these are our clients because they are on the female side of things. So I guess the stallions are at one place and the female mares are at another place.
Well, like a 6th grade dance.
It's a little bit like that. And so they bring us in. It's beautiful. It's like the Ritz-Carlton. We get in there.
Wow.
The bricks on the ground, like the bricks on the ground were rubber. They felt good on your feet.
Oh.
That's how. And so they bring us to see American Pharaoh. And I go, wait, is this the American Pharaoh? They're like, yeah, he lives here.
Whoa,
And
was he beautiful?
Unbelievable. I have a picture on my Instagram.
Sexy horse?
It is like the most fabulous beast you've ever seen.
Yes.
Will you send that to Ethan and we'll pop it up?
I'll show it.
That's amazing.
So I go. So basically, the guy who is like in charge of him, here he is.
Oh,
whoa, he's so nice.
He's a
looking.
thoroughbred?
And I go, what's he like? And the guy who works there goes, he is a great. Like he talked about him like he was a person. He goes, there's nothing like
good
him.
guy.
He's like good guy. Like we put it on video. It's on my YouTube. You can see like,
he's handsome,
right? And you're like,
so
and
nice.
you have to respect it. Like you go, oh my God. They had another Triple Crown winner. I mean, Triple Crown is like, you've done it. You're the Michael Jordan of horses.
Really?
You're LeBron. Yeah.
What do? It's racing.
So it's racing. But then what you find out, if you are a Triple Crown winner, so this is when it gets to the breeding part, your sperm is worth is like liquid gold.
I can relate.
Right. that's
yours is
everyone
liquid something,
thinks
tell you what.
So but then you realize every conversation revolves around these horses fucking and doing it well. So you start to be like, this is like a bizarre, so it's like kind of jokey. It's like talking to a proctologist, like everything's about ass.
Yeah.
Like you're like, or a urologist, like they're like all dick jokes and ass jokes all day. Everything about this conversation is these horses fucking and creating
and making new winners.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
it's like the NFL.
I don't know. No,
it's not close to that.
Not even close. So they bring us into the fucking room and they're like, we bring in the mare and the mare walks in and then we bring in a fluffer horse who gets the mare ready. And then they bring in American Pharaoh.
So that then
they fuck and they go.
It's more likely to happen.
And then they have a viewing window.
No.
I swear, because people have put so
How much are
money
those
in it.
tickets?
I mean, honestly, it like felt like that. Like
Do they let people
Whoa.
watch?
they go, they don't let cameras. They get very weird about that. Like, cause I go, is that your special sauce? It's like this ranch. Do you like do it a certain way? He's like, no, but like, there's just a lot of like eyes on us, like in negative ways. He's like, we just don't want to like act like this is like some big joke because so
Oh.
many people make jokes about it. Like all you do is make jokes about the horses fucking, but then you get down to it. You're like, well, the horses fucking is like our business.
Whoa.
So they're like, we can't stop people from making jokes, but we can stop people from being like, you can go so far, I guess.
Wait,
like
that horse's job now is a retired
fuck.
just fuck
Never
man?
runs. They say
American Pharaoh.
American Pharaoh never runs. There was another horse, I forget the name, but it was another famous horse. I think it was Smarty Jones or not. No, Smarty Jones wasn't there. There's another Triple Crown winner there. I was like, is he here? And they go, he's in Australia because they have different breeding cycles. So like you go to Australia in the winter and you come here in the summer. So
The
like
fuck the most?
so they put him on a plane, a
God,
747
I
to
gotta be a
Australia.
horse.
What?
And
They put the horse on an airplane.
and I go, what's the
fly him to
airplane
more
like? They go, it's a
sex?
refurbished airplane. Like, we own the plane. Like, there's so much money in this. You realize how much money, like, this is their version of oil.
No wonder Tony
Holy
Soprano
shit.
killed over a horse.
It's a big, big business. So when we
Poor
went,
Ralphie.
Bet on the races. That's what
because they said when a horse wins a race, the reason everyone's so happy is like, one, you've brought up these horses from babies. Like,
yeah.
so then two, the mother's making more money from now on because the mother now has the lineage. The father's sperm is worth more. And again, a mom can only have so many kids. So that's why the stallions are on these ritzy estates because
So how much is a sperm?
Wow.
I don't know. It's like they said hundreds of thousands of dollars.
No way.
That's why
crazy.
side hoes try to trap NFL players.
Wait, so if okay,
Right?
so if I was like, I would like one of those
Athletes?
babies, and I have my mare,
Mm.
and I go to that place, I have to be a millionaire,
Yeah.
and then I have the baby, I raise it up. By this time, I'm old,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't care
How many years does it take?
2 years.
for it to
Oh.
become a racehorse from
To
a
be-
baby.
yeah, 2-year
Oh, okay,
process.
only 2 years.
No, but 2 years. But then can't only have kids for so long. I'm sure some of the female horses like, but then their kids become, like you own that horse and you sell it off. They said but one horse they do auctions of the horses. They'll go $800,000. They'll be like, we tried or we brought it up to, people buy it so that they can race it and then own it and be in the game. Like it's a whole
Wow.
market.
This says a gallon of gold medal winning Big Star semen is worth $4.7 million.
The horses are worth like $80 million.
What?
Like it's like crazy.
What's worth more, that or Formula One racing? What's more expensive?
I would think that the horses are more expensive. It's a longer process.
Italian like speed racing.
Oh,
It's different economics. I think the
Mm.
Italian Speedway, they're like, you got to buy the car, you got to have the crew, you got to have the
Mhm.
driver.
how
But
much,
this
the
is a-
jockeys just get paid so much money.
I don't know if the jockeys are really making.
Yeah, don't the jockeys get shafted?
They're not a big part of
That'd
this
be
whole
awesome.
thing. I don't think I think like a good jockey, of course, there's a bunch, but like
The
I
horse
think
just has to have
the
speed.
horse, you got to have the lineage, you got to have that come.
That's so cool.
So like by the end of it, you go, yeah, I guess you do have to make sure no one's coming to like fuck with your process and videotape and whatever. but
right. So you pet that horse?
I was scared of it. I legit like, cause the guy was like, went up to it. He's like grabbing its
Aw.
head and being all whatever. And then,
Yeah.
I went up to it. I was like, hi.
Yeah.
Like,
Would they let
Like
you
Michael Jordan?
sit on them?
no,
No.
that's,
Yeah.
I don't think they even
We
get
gotta-
sat on again. Like
Yeah.
I think you win the Triple Crown and you are living a lifestyle
Right.
that like none of us could it is a billionaire's type of like a king
For a
royal
horse.
lifestyle.
I wonder if they have a lot of security.
It was pretty far in. Like
Yeah.
I would say it was like, it felt like you were on a plot of land that was bigger than Sunset
Because a horse
Park.
is like a motorcycle. You figure out how to ride that thing, you can steal it right by riding it. Take it right out of there.
Just get it.
Has anyone made a movie about
Fair is
stealing
fair. Yeah.
Fair.
about stealing
I learned to
horses?
ride it. I take it.
That
Yeah.
would be like a horse caper film.
Right. But the horses are so powerful. Like the way they talked about like approaching the horse, they're like, if you get it right in its shoulder right there, he'll be okay. But like they said, it's taking off fingers. Like
With a bite?
yeah, like they're strong. You have to understand. These are like
Who's taking off fingers?
the
A
horse.
horse.
That
Well, if
they
you
said-
get kicked in the
but
head
they
by
said
a horse,
American
you'll
Pharaoh-
die.
The way he's talked about American Pharaoh was like the nicest person you've ever met. But he was like, there's some horses here that are prima donnas, that are assholes. Or,
I had one. That's what mine was. Mine was
Yeah.
a prima donna.
Yeah.
No, they can take it off, yes, but they won't.
well, I think
It's
if
the
you
same as a
guys are riding
person.
the horse, like they are trained in a way to have like you guys ride a horse. Like these
Yeah.
are
But if
again
you got
like a
on that
Ferrari.
horse,
Not everyone can drive a Ferrari. You got to know
Right.
how to drive.
Right.
but if you got on, if I was a robber and I broke in and I got on that horse, if I saddled him up and got on him, he would let me ride him. He wouldn't be like, you're an
He
intruder.
would take
Mm.
off, but then you wouldn't be trained enough to ride it. I don't think.
I think you could because he's probably so
You
trained.
couldn't even ride the
Not
rinky dink little thing, let alone
She was
American
think
you're
Pharaoh, the
giving
god of
yeah.
horses.
But I'm just saying, I think that the better the horse, the more well trained it is. Like you can't ride an unbroken thoroughbred. That's impossible. But once you break them and they're used to being ready for a race, down and go.
I don't
Yeah,
think
but
you
once
would be
they're-
able to stay on it.
Once they're used to that pamper,
Mm.
if you're not pampering it, it's not.
The way they told me to approach it made me feel
Really?
like it was like you were messing with fire. Like
If
you know
you
what I mean?
were to
Interesting.
steal it, you would probably have to be someone on the inside.
yeah, you'd have to.
Yeah.
You'd have to be. You could. What
Interesting.
you would do if you were to do the Ocean's 11 heist movie.
Yeah.
Of
you would
horses.
have of horses. You would have one guy whose expertise was horse ride. You'd have a former jockey. They'd be like,
Yeah.
I'll ride it out. You know, you have a money guy.
You don't think if I put a
grift
10-year-old
guy,
girl on
but-
Oh, dude.
No.
You don't think if I could be like, hey, do you want to ride Pharaoh?
No.
What do
No.
you think?
10-year-old girl.
I'm just wondering, what do you
You're
think
going
would
back
happen?
into the past of what you.
I
wish
think
your
there would
life
be a
was.
death.
But do you think he would buck or do you think he would just split?
One or the other. I don't think
So
it would.
when-
Either
buck.
way, it wouldn't end well.
It's okay. I'm not
Sorry.
fighting with you. I'm just
You're right.
asking
You're
questions.
right. You're right. Thank you for breaking
But
me
I'm
like
saying
a horse.
I'm also not an expert, so
But when he
I'm
said
just, this is my
approach the horse,
feeling on
was
the
he
subject.
like, be careful?
Well, he was like, you can go in there. He like gave me a direction of like, you can go in right here and you can pat him right here. But and he'll be good. And like, he's a good guy. Like it was
That's
very
what I say
much
to my
like this
cat.
specific horse. Like they were like, they all had personalities. The way they talked about it was like, you're
They
dealing
do.
with like you're
Yeah.
dealing with a human that could be like,
That's why they rule. My horse, she goes, Jordan's horse really doesn't like it when other horses pass her. And
So they put her in the front.
it was crazy. And
Mm.
Ian was trying to ride super fast. So, and my horse, the ears would go back and I'd be like, why are her ears back? And I would look and Ian would just be like right here. Just like,
right. It's a
and my
personality.
horse was like, bitch, get the fuck back.
Yeah.
And she was respecting the leader. I was like, you're the leader. Just make my horse obey. And she was basically like, no, you can't pass that horse. She will freak out, which was like,
Yeah.
oh, why?
Right, that would scare the shit out of me. That's
Yeah,
her
to
horse
me.
was
That's
autistic.
holding the taser.
It scared me so much. Yeah.
You know,
She was like, and I can't see Ian, and she's like, if Ian passed you, your horse will freak out. And I just hear Ian being like, hey, easy boy. And I'm like, okay, I'm about to get bucked off.
right?
And
I
then
never
Ian's huge
passed
horse is going to stop
because
me.
I controlled my horse because he and I were the same, and we were just raring, ready to go. And your horse.
She
was,
said you were
"Do
over
I-"
controlling yours.
No, your horse lady said that to make you feel better.
No, she said that.
She didn't. It wasn't the truth.
You were pulling your horse up and all over the path because you were trying to guide it everywhere.
What I did was I made it wait,
This is so scary.
and there
Imagine
was
being me.
so much space, and then I'd go yeah, and let my guy like gallop, and then I go
Yeah.
whoa.
Yeah,
The back of mine.
I wouldn't. I'd be out.
I
I
wanted
don't
to get
want
off.
to hang with taser.
Yes.
I'm getting close.
Yes.
No.
Thank you so
No,
much.
no, no.
I
I don't
literally
wanna
was like,
hang
I
with
want to stop or I want
BB
to go in
gun
the
guy.
back.
You don't like a
Yes.
BB gun? And
I would never
putting it
do
around my
that.
head?
On a
I'm not-
This is the
huge
equivalent
beast.
of that.
Yes.
No, let's go back
Hey,
to when you
your-
said I
Write
was
that down.
right.
Your
And she-
horse will buck if his horse goes beyond you, and you're going, ooh.
Yes.
I was
You know,
not doing that.
Yes, you were.
I was
Every 2
not
seconds you go like this. Whoa, right behind
Yes,
me.
because the
So-
horse was going a little wild, so I had to whoa it. I wasn't doing it to fuck with you.
I asked you later, were you kicking the horse? And you said yes.
Yes, when I developed distance between us, but not normal.
So then you're like, okay,
Then
let's
her horse
trot.
feels her
Yeah.
shaking, and now the whole thing is wrong.
yeah, your horse was defective and should have been put out
we
for
would
glue.
trot, and then all of a sudden, me and my horse would hear you go, whoa, because you were pulling it tight, and then my horse would freak out. I would freak out. But if you had just
Such a
trotted,
good sound.
we could have been nice together, but because you were running, it was
But
scaring
here's
us.
the thing. We couldn't trot normal because your horse was constantly, no matter what we were doing behind you, your horse was still nervous. And the Sarah girl,
I'm not saying that Jordan was a great horseback rider,
that's all I need.
but also I'm not saying that you did not
He was taser.
influence the shakiness she had on that
Yes,
horse.
taser was a taser.
Edit.
Cut the baby in half.
Yes.
Felt like my King Solomon moment.
Fair
Fair
is fair.
and that's how I rule. Fair is fair.
Fair is fair. I can't believe that I did that. I was like, "Can you say fair is fair to me again?" He was like, "What?" And I was like, "Nothing." What's the weirdest thing you've had said to you during sex, Jared?
I don't know. I'm trying to think. The
Give it to me.
weirdest-
One of my friends
Board
said that a
Lord.
guy said to her, she goes, "Yeah, we were having sex," and he goes, "I want to fuck you every Christmas." And I was like, "It's July," and she's like, "I know, it was insane. It was the middle of July."
Jesus.
It would have been funny if it was on Christmas, but
yeah.
I want to fuck you every Christmas.
I had one go,
Oh, that's kind of like you're a gift to me. That's what they're saying,
yeah,
which is actually a beautiful.
oh, that's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, I
You
love
look
the
at it
guy who
Yeah.
said that,
positively,
You're my
yeah.
Jesus.
I want to fuck
Yeah.
you every Christmas.
That's nice.
I had,
You're
a guy,
present.
I had a guy while inside of me I had just met, first time having sex with him, go, "Move with me to California."
Let's start a life
It
together.
was crazy.
You are having sex with Mountain Dew guy.
Yeah.
You know,
was tortilla
Mountain
chip
Dew motorcycle guy. Let's
Yeah.
just go. I got my
Let's
rucksack.
ride.
We'll go.
Yeah.
Right.
I got my
It's all
rucksack, you my
packed.
little fuck sack.
Yeah.
Let's
There we
go.
go. I got plenty of jerky to get us
Yeah.
to Montana. Yeah. Like,
What else have I had? Jared said to me. What have you had?
I had gotten a blowjob of a girl, and she got done. And she
Nice.
was like, she goes, "I can't believe I just sucked Jared Freid's dick." And I was like,
That's amazing.
I don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
That's-
a little freaky.
Well, one
'Cause you're like,
time,
was this the plan all along?
Yeah.
You know, like,
one time, so years ago when I was getting sober, I would go to meetings and there were this group of girls that would always talk behind me during the meeting. And I would go, shh, so I could listen to the message.
Mm.
Me and this girl ended up hooking up and she had a fucked up voice from like smoking and like heroin. She was sober too. Dude, it was like this.
Yeah.
And so we're fooling around and she's blowing me and I come and she goes, "I can't believe I sucked the Shusher's cock."
That's
See,
great.
I love that you had a nickname.
Oh, it was the best.
Yeah,
That's
that,
It was
that
the
got you
best.
inside of their whole
Yeah,
conversation.
first and last
Yeah.
name is
Yeah,
very
being-
scary.
Yeah.
Being the Shusher. That was my
The
nickname.
Shusher.
And then
The
we were
Shusher's
having sex
dick.
again. And she was on top. She goes, "I gotta stop. I gotta stop." I go, "What's wrong?" She goes, "My hips hurt." I go, "I'm sorry." She goes, "It's not you. It's the heroin." And I was like, "Oh,
God.
Yeah, you don't want to hear that.
Yeah, no,
That's a
no,
real dick musher.
yeah." It still came.
What was another one I heard?
Our friend overdosed in her apartment and she stole all his jewelry.
That has nothing. Where did that come from?
Whose friend? Our friend?
No, this was years ago when I was in Delaware.
Whose friend?
My friend, me and the girl's mutual friend,
Yeah.
who also, when he died,
It's
a friend
amazing that your
called me
dick
and
is still
goes,
attached to your body.
"What?
Just because of all the ravage you've
I
put
wrap
through.
it up. I'm clean.
with duct tape and a
I get
ski
tested every
mask?
6 months. I am so clean, you wouldn't believe."
Clean as a whistle.
It's not clean.
Clean as an Ian. That's what I'm gonna start saying. That's
I
how
don't like
clean it
that.
is.
I like that.
Clean as an
Clean
Ian.
as Ian. Hey, can you work clean as an Ian tonight? There's a corporate gig. Right?
What's another one I've heard? God.
I had my foot sucked during it. And while she was sucking my foot, she was like, "I've never done this before." And I was like, "Me
I've
neither."
called an Uber while somebody was inside me. I've done that.
What?
Really?
hmm
That's
only
wild.
something a woman could do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, I'm just
That-
checking out.
That was the guy
Like,
who went.
you couldn't be-
He went like that.
Yeah, you couldn't be as like nonchalant as a guy.
Yeah,
You
because
could
we're the
never
ones
do
doing
that.
all the
I would
work.
Literally break a shard of glass and cut you with it if a guy called an Uber while they were in me.
Right.
Or I would come back for more every single day and be like, "You're
Right.
the biggest elf I've ever met."
Fair is fair.
Bears, bears.
I'll split it with you.
Yeah.
Fair, fair.
We'll do
Speaking of which,
halvesies
this,
on this
fair is too much.
um,
Yeah,
right.
I don't know.
should we wrap it up? What else we got?
Yeah.
See if do we have any other questions for Jared? How's the Netflix going? How do you?
Going
Where
well.
did you film that?
Gramercy Theater.
How was it? How do you feel about it?
December. It's good.
I just released a half hour, way different, and I fell into a deep depression afterwards.
Why? Well, I think what happens after you're done with it is like you can't touch it again.
Yes.
That's who you are. It's out there. You know, because what we do is we listen to sets and we go, oh, I can always make that joke better. I'll always go back to it. Maybe you have a joke that works, but you're like, you know, there's more there.
Yeah.
It's set in stone.
Now it's in pen. So I think when you put out a special, like that becomes like it's out there, and there's nothing you can do to control. When you're in a show,
Yeah.
you can go, you got your hand at the wheel, you know, and you can go, oh, if the joke that I know only does well in certain scenarios doesn't do well, I can always steer us back towards a good show.
And tomorrow I'll change it again.
Right. You can't.
This is weird because it's a show. They should call it this. Jared Freid put out a show. Because it's one show.
Well,
you know what I mean?
two, but
it's two, me too.
yeah.
But it's like, it is weird how it's like your special is just a show.
The worst part is that December 9th, I taped it the next day. I was in Virginia Beach. And then you go like, hey, I'm going to start doing new shit.
That's
again.
what I'm doing
And you
now.
do the
That's
new
so
shit,
scary,
but you
yeah.
put it in the middle of all the stuff you did in the special. Now you're all loose and limber with the special stuff because you're like, it doesn't matter. It's already done. And
Yeah.
then you start doing it better than you did on the special. You're like,
Yes.
fuck. So it's a real mind fuck because you're like, and now the new stuff isn't working like your special stuff because that's all like.
And are you
weird.
worried about doing the special stuff and people going, oh, I've seen this. I don't like it.
I have a whole new hour, so which is good.
That's
I mean, like I
awesome.
was lucky in a sense because it didn't sell. We were talking, you know, we didn't edit it till March, and then it didn't. Netflix said yes to it in June or July. Went out in August, and by August, when it came out that week, I had a whole new hour. So like,
oh,
that was
because
my
you're
first-
that's perfect.
Yeah, it
That's
was great.
It's
So by
amazing.
it was amazing. So like by that time, I was like on the road that weekend. That was like the first, and I could take my time. That August weekend was the first weekend it was out, and it was the first weekend I had done a whole new hour of nothing from the special. Which was like a good feeling.
That's great.
So it feels good to like tell
Yeah,
people go
yeah.
watch it, and then you can come to a show and it'll be completely different. It feels good to get done with the set. Go if you like the special, thank you. If you don't know about it, it's out there and it's a whole new hour than what you saw tonight.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
so-
that's great.
I pushed
all
myself,
feels
I think,
good.
too hard. Before Bein came out, I was like, I'm done with all of this stuff. I'm not going to do it. And then just
That's
was like,
good.
I need
You'll be
a whole-
happy that you did
Okay,
that
okay.
because you'll go. You probably like the new stuff more than the special
Yeah.
stuff, which is just normal. I think like the mind fuck of it all comes down to like, you know, I think also like you put it out there and, you know, I think over time, like, you know, I've like done nice things for stand-ups and put them on my podcast and stuff. And then you go, oh, you know, even people that they probably wouldn't think I would think of, I'd be like, oh, you didn't like say like, you know, look at, there's a Netflix special out there. Like, you know, you didn't think that I would want like a little bit of like, hey, you know, when people post about it, I feel like amazing. I'm like,
Yes.
thank you so much. It's the nicest compliment in the world. But when you know, it kind of goes the other way too, where you're like, well, I guess that person didn't like me. You
I
know,
know.
like, and-
That's what's happening too. It's like my
right.
closest friends. I'm like, why haven't my sister? I was like, why haven't you said anything
right.
about the half hour? And they're like, because I know you and I've known about. And it's like, it makes you feel really. That's a big part of the depression. Is
Right.
how people have reacted close to me in my life.
And you start to have too good a hearing. Like you
Yeah.
don't want it. Like you know, I just went on a podcast earlier, and I was like, and they were like, so we watched it. We have a lot of questions. I was like,
yeah.
was it funny? Can you just say that in the first,
Yeah.
first
Yeah,
minute?
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
did you? They're like,
Yeah.
no, we laughed the whole time. I'm like, yeah,
Say
I'm.
that
I check on your
immediately.
podcast. Just say that.
Yeah.
You know, like you know, like don't say
Totally.
like don't like inch around. You just start to realize like I guess like in my life I like a good compliment. Give it out. Give
Oh
it or
my God.
don't.
I
You
know.
Like you don't
That's
have
what
to.
I was saying to my
don't
mom
half
yesterday. I was like,
compliment
just
people.
say. I was like, the special's already out. Just say you love it. Just say
Right.
I love it and I'm proud of you.
Over.
Don't
done.
need to hear the critiques.
Yeah.
Once it's like a tattoo. Once it's on my body, just say it's good.
Right.
It's done.
Or just don't acknowledge it
yeah.
at all. Like don't like have to it.
yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know, like my, you know, even I'd get reviews and the reviews have all been pretty nice. You know, I don't need to look any more into it than what it is.
Yeah.
And my dad, like one review was like so nice, like way too generous, which is fine. I know that. I'm living on planet Earth. Like I think I'm pretty rational with
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah, yeah.
My dad's like, what is this guy out of his fucking mind? It was
Yeah.
like, it was
I know.
okay. It wasn't great. I'm
You
like,
know what it is? They're
I go,
trying
I don't
to be relevant
need-
to our
right,
lives. That's the
right.
thing. I'm like, my mom goes, everybody else is blowing flowers up your skirt. I don't get, don't you want one person in your life that isn't? And I'm like, There's like a lot of people calling me a big fat stupid mid
Right.
comic like that I'm reading. Trust me, I
one of
got
those-
that in here also.
Yeah,
you
one of
know?
those people is me. You know,
Yes, yeah, totally.
You go
Yeah.
and you go, and I think what people think when you go on stage, there's a certain brand of person that thinks when you go on stage, you must be the most delusional, confident person that doesn't need their tires pumped.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, I think doing stand up especially is like the most humbling thing in the world. Like
Yeah, we have to watch
go up and
ourselves move.
we hear every sentence. We're not even listening to good set, bad set. We're going, well, the one joke I wanted to do
yeah.
well didn't do well, so now I fucking
My
suck.
new, brand new baby
Right.
that took off last night didn't take off tonight. I will kill myself. And they're like,
Right.
you crushed. I'm like, no.
So to them,
Yeah.
all they see is you crushed, and you're like, you must think pretty fucking high.
Yeah.
Every night's like that. It's like, no, every night is me like with these like one sentence
Yes.
wins and losses.
And every time somebody afterwards goes, hey, I love that joke that's this, I'm like, I wrote that 5 years ago. I want to kill myself. You know?
Right. It's like, so the idea of us needing any interpersonal
Right.
compliment to some is like crazy.
It's
like
every time
yeah.
my friends see me, I get off stage and I'm like, was that good? And they're
Yeah.
like, oh my God, it was great. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to need to hear that like immediately
Right.
from you guys.
And that sounds like very needy, but it's also like I now know the people that I go to for like rational talks about it.
yeah.
I know the people, like, you have to understand some people are just not within their nature. And it's also
Totally.
like you have to be like empathetic to everyone who has their own shit. Like, and,
Yeah.
you know, giving out compliments.
Yeah, Ian pulled me out of a fucking. I was wandering around in the depths of darkness, and he called me, and he was like, "What's up?" And I was like, "I just feel so bad about it." Blah, blah, blah. And he just was like, "Shut the fuck up! It is getting so
Right.
many views. It is amazing." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And it was like I had not talked to anybody that would just. I talked to only the people that I knew would be super
Now you
critical.
did it with gas.
I did with gas. The audio is switching out today, but it was super fucked up, so you can't hear the audience. You only hear me, so it just sounds
So
like
I
I'm
haven't
screaming.
seen it yet. And this is all to say that, like, I don't know how great a job that was done to like be like it premiered. Because it feels like those half hours are coming out like every couple weeks, kind of.
Yeah.
So I didn't even know it was out. I
Yeah.
knew that they were happening, but I just didn't know
Yeah.
yours was out.
Yeah, it's
Or
out.
maybe that's my.
Hers is doing
just my-
super good.
But I'm sure it's doing great. But I'm saying, like, again, we also have to empathize with, like, sometimes you don't cross into people's, you know, like,
Yeah, people don't know,
universe.
yeah.
You know, we're all in these silos where you get
Yep.
Yeah.
fed the thing that you watched the day before. Like, I'm getting Bachelor stuff every day.
I know.
And it's
I
like
know.
someone else is on the
Crazy.
same internet getting a totally different thing.
Yeah.
You know, so we also have to empathize with that because, and that's what gets depressing. You
Yeah.
go, you have to go, well, what is it? Do you fucking
I-
hate me or did you just
I
not
felt
Yeah.
find your
bad
feed?
because I loved it. 37 and single. I loved it, but I didn't see it or know it when it came out.
Right.
And like, I don't know, like a month later, I shared it and was like, oh, watch this. And then in my head, I was like, oh God, he probably thinks I'm an asshole because I didn't share it right away.
No.
Fuck, I suck. But we're all on our own.
right
thing,
So it's like this
you know?
combination. It's like and again, it goes along with your emotional state where you go, it's a choose your own adventure of how bad you want to feel or how good you want to feel.
Yeah.
So I've gone through that with the special, and then like, you know, you also get these questions, and you probably got this too, of like something comes out and then they go, what's next? And it's like, can I just have 5 minutes to not think about what's next, to just like enjoy? Like I've done like the past month, I've gone on as all these podcasts, or whatever, but like I've had a lot of nights where I'm like, just have a martini and chill.
I'm getting.
And-
I woke up to
Yeah.
a text this morning that said, "Hey, your special was really great. I can tell it wasn't your best night." And I was
I
like,
hate that.
Dude,
what? Who
I mean,
said that? Let's
uh,
get him.
"It was just an ex, a guy I used to date."
Why are you talking
But
to
that's
him?
it. Well, again, now it's an X. Like I had
know,
that.
So I was like,
what
I didn't
is
respond.
that
I didn't respond. I
about?
didn't respond. And then he hit me with that one, and I immediately was like, "What do you mean it wasn't my best night?" And it was like,
I'd stop answering that person. To me, like they're not there for your
Yeah, no, that was a little
benefit.
dig.
To me, that
wasn't nice.
To me, that deserves an apology. Like you put out this like
Yeah.
very nice produced thing. You put a lot of work into it. You know, they know the only response is, "Hey, great job. I loved it."
Yeah.
To say not your best, like I don't know, you're trying to
Yeah.
like
That's
reserve
a nag
ownership on
to
you
try to
yeah, it
get a
does feel like
reaction
nag.
out of you.
yes,
Yeah.
but it worked. I
It did
responded
totally work, yeah.
immediately.
I gotta say, you know, putting something out on Netflix, that's such a fucking dream. And also a gift of that may also be the inability to see comments and
Oh, yeah.
specific
Right,
views.
that.
right.
So that must be a weight lifted off
numbers.
your shoulder.
Numbers, they give you numbers,
Oh,
but
okay.
they they were very, very vague about it.
That's great.
Which is nice. And no, it's like, I'm happy with it. Like, you know what?
That's great.
You're right.
should be.
The no comments
Yeah.
part of it, like, because I generally have gotten mostly positive from it. Like, you get like 1 or 2 tweets that are like crazy people. Like, you have to be a crazy person. But I do think what's nice about it has been like, one, it's a resume item that will be there. You're just like, it's done. It's there. You did it.
I mean, that's such a bucket list.
I have to tell you, I got locked out of
achievement.
Netflix and I have not watched yours or Shane. So that is why I'm being quiet, not because I didn't like it, but
Nice.
I will say I've seen it everywhere.
Yeah, it's
You know what I mean?
around. Yeah.
It's
Well, dude, the
around.
gender reveal bit that you had, I remember
you, yeah.
when you were first working on that during the pandemic, I think, at the cellar.
Yeah.
The things were still up, the barriers, and to see that grow and go to this different thing was like so fucking cool
Thank
to
you, man.
see where that went with it.
How do you feel about the body stuff?
I feel fine about it. What do you mean?
As soon as the special came out, I was like, I should have gotten at my smallest.
Oh, seeing yourself on camera. Yeah,
Just
I did say to myself, I talk about body stuff at the last half hour of the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I said to myself, okay, no drinking for a month leading into taping it. And then it got to like a month. And I go, I could do 3 weeks. I
Yeah.
could do 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
it just became the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday before. And then I'm okay with it. I got like, I have moments where I'm like, you don't want to look at yourself on camera, all that stuff. But yeah, that's just who I am, though. It's always going to be that way. I'm always saying on the special. I've been trying to lose 10 pounds my whole life. So like,
I love that
is-
joke. I
yeah.
love that so much.
like, that's not a
You
lie.
look great,
There's
though.
no lie. Thank you.
Yeah.
But there's no like, everything I talk about, you guys talk, we all talk about is like,
I
it's
just
from
worked
a
with
true space,
With, like every time Louis would be about to record, he would be like, all right, I'm going to go into, I forget what he called it, fighting mode. And he would like start boxing and stuff. And then eventually he would just be like, no, I'm eating 2 cheeseburgers, right? I don't care. And I was like, oh, wow, even Louis is doing this like facade of like, I'm going to get down to my da-da-da way. And then still is like, no, I'm anxious and going to eat the way we all do.
I think my dad saw like a food psychologist once. My dad and I have very similar body issues, but I think he like relayed to me one of the things that they said. And I guess he went to this food nutritionist person. They were like, look at your mom, look at your dad. You're going to look like them within 10 to 20 pounds. And I was like, this is the most depressing. They were just like, that's it. That's who you are. Like, I don't know who he went to.
You can't wake up from.
Yeah.
It's a death sentence. Accept it, fatty.
Right. It was
Fair's
like
fair.
right. I was like, why are you
fuck.
saying this to me? Who said this to you? I don't know.
God
Like,
And it's
damn.
true. Even when I get to my
It is
lowest
true.
weight, I'm still like 145.
It's
We're
what-
just massive.
you are what you is.
Yeah,
like, it's
you
just
are.
like, like it's
Only
not
thing you
like,
do is accept
like
it.
the idea like Louis gonna go in and we're all gonna go, whoa, Louis has abs now.
Yeah,
like it's not
yeah.
gonna happen.
Yeah.
Same with us. Like you're
Yeah.
gonna be what you are.
Yeah.
I've come to terms with body stuff. I always say to like any body thing, I'm always like, just fit well in a t-shirt. Like
Yeah.
that's just all I want is
Yeah.
to not tug at a t-shirt. If I can do that, it's been a good day. I mean, I just went home to my parents' house and like they've just been my whole new hour is about my parents, and it's a whole story about going to the beach with my parents. And it's like I've been working on it for a long time and I enjoyed doing it, but I just went back to Boca to like hang with them for a weekend.
Research.
Well, it became like, oh my God, this is horrific. Like what they're
Yeah.
doing. Like, it's just like, there was a moment I was in a bathing suit. My parents have this great house. It's like, it's fucking Disney World.
Yeah.
And there's a pool and I'm sitting on a couch like these. It's outside, TV on, football Sunday, shirt off. And I like lean over and I saw my mom like make eye contact with the lower part of my stomach. And I saw her make eye contact and then she ignored it. And then the next day, all my dad kept talking about is like, you're gonna have a lot of opportunities coming your way. You gotta like look good. You gotta feel
Oh
good.
my God, they're the
And
same as my parents.
yeah,
the same way.
And they're just going on. And I go, he goes, your mom's worried. And then my mom finally came and was like, I've just, you gotta start the
You're
drinking.
like very fit.
It's just they see.
Yeah, they will always do it.
They'll always do it.
I saw
themselves
my
and
mom
their
and I literally was like, I
insecurities.
feel good. And she's like, yeah, you've gained some weight. That must mean you're happy. And I'm like, that's so backhanded and shitty.
Right, it's horrible.
Yeah, and she
It's-
goes, "You're funny enough. It doesn't matter what you look like." And
right,
I'm like,
and you go, what is this? In what world was this a fun? I went and played
compliment.
golf. I'm trying to learn golf, and like golf, they tell you like the whole thing is like mental shit.
Yeah.
Like, and it is
Yeah.
like you can only really think of one thing when you're golfing. Like they call it a swing thought. I'm so new to this. I'm not like a golfer, but I do like. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense to me. I can't think of 30 things during a stand-up set
Right.
that I want to fix. I can fix one line. I can
Yeah.
fix one joke. Same with golf. You can think of one thing that you want to do every swing.
Yes.
And you try and do that. My dad comes in. He's like, I thought I had like fixed something. So I showed my dad. I drove it, and I was like, look at this. It went straighter. He was like, you got to put your foot out. You got to do this. You got to do that. You got to. He went through 30 things. By the end of his spiel, I was now hooking it again. And then we go on the course, and he's like, you got to fix that slice. I don't know.
Right,
you
you're
got to
all
try something
fucked
different.
up.
I was like, I just
already
showed
did.
you.
Yeah.
And then we get to the green. I'll never forget. He goes, and you gotta lose 15 pounds. I was like,
Oh
another
my
thing.
God,
I was
that's
like,
so
I was
funny.
like,
That's
what the
so
fuck?
funny.
I was like, in what world is this? What golf is you like? You know that this is the place where you're supposed to be like mentally like a little bit more
and what
zen.
are you worried is gonna happen to me if I don't lose 15 pounds? You know what I mean? Like,
Even so, you're right. What's
What?
gonna happen to me? Also, maybe not. Look, let's do my shitty golf
Yes.
before my shitty body.
right,
You
right,
know,
right.
like.
But there is this like almost this factor of like, I need to keep you lucid. I need to keep you knowing what's
Right.
wrong with you, or else your head's gonna fly away. And and I'm like,
Right.
no, got it.
It's
I got
the
it
same
unlocked.
with stand-up.
Yes,
It's the
totally.
same with compliments. It's the same with everything. And
Yeah.
you go, and I remember like I left last night. I flew back last night, and I was just like, and I was like happy to have seen them. We had a nice time, but I was also like, man, I gotta like pick myself up.
Yeah.
I gotta have like a confidence build. I need to do like
Yeah.
something, that's not gonna be me being like, well, what are you fucking doing? How's this gonna last forever? Are you gonna do when's the Netflix
Yeah.
next Netflix special coming? All that shit.
It's crazy that you just put a Netflix special out. It's going so well. You're touring all over. You see your parents for 1 weekend. You come back. You're like, I am nothing.
Puddle.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. We
Right.
all
Almost
do
like
it.
Munchausen
break
syndrome
you.
by proxy, where
Yeah.
they just like totally make you unavailable to be there for yourself. So you just have to go back to them.
I know.
It's-
My amazing therapist was like, call your mom and just say what you need. And I called her. I was like, I need you to just say good job. And she was like, you need me to lie? And I was like, yes, mother.
Even
Just
that
lie.
comment.
Yes.
Like, that's
Yeah,
horrific.
yeah, yeah,
Tell me,
yeah,
you mean
yeah.
to
So
lie?
you want me
It's
to
like,
lie?
right.
yes.
It's like,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. I would like you. Yeah. I was like, I would like you to say the good stuff. And then when it gets the bad stuff, don't say that part. And she was
Right.
like, okay. So
Yeah, I get it.
I mean, at a certain point, we just have to almost love from a distance and learn to reparent ourselves by almost reparenting them, by
Yeah.
expressing what you need and like what a
I mean,
boundary is. And like,
You're exactly right, because on the way here, my mom goes, call me. I call her,
Classic.
and she goes, and then a fire truck went by. And she goes, you're always everywhere loud. You're not speaking loud enough. And I go, and the fire truck goes by, and I go, it was a fire truck.
yeah.
I go, I can't be louder than the fire truck. And she goes, I know, you're always in loud places. I go, do you think I meant to walk alongside a fire truck? Just answer me that question.
Yeah.
She was like,
Do you think I caused a fire?
right. And she slowly like the boiling water simmer, and she goes, and she just laughs at herself.
That's good.
And so
Yeah.
like that was me parenting
Yeah.
her, being like,
Yeah.
in what world is this a
Yeah.
proper way to
Yeah.
speak to me?
Yeah.
When there was a fire truck that went by, as if I was like, bring it in,
Yeah.
bring in the
Mom's
symbols.
she says, call me. You know what that means, boys?
I
No.
Mama, I'll call you when my fire pager goes off.
Right.
get
I'm
to the
out here.
station.
I'm ambulance chasing. Yeah.
No, I mean that's just I love that, but it's such a lesson in like I've had to do the thing where, man, before I go home or certain situations, it's like almost like I have to like parent myself and coach myself on what I'm prepared for, how to get through it. And it's again, like we said, the acceptance thing before, but it's like I just have to accept, like, hey, so many times I just go, that's just my mom.
Well,
that's what it is,
I'm
and I
as-
love her,
and
and that's okay.
You're totally right. Now, I'm as close with my parents as I think most people get.
Yeah.
And I still deal
Yeah.
with it. So, like, I know there's some people out there that like they go home and it's like, ah,
Yeah.
they just like freak out. So
Yeah.
I
The
understand that,
closeness
like,
is
I don't.
hard because like I'm best friends with my mom. So when she's like, it
Yeah.
wasn't that good, I'm like, I'm not gonna say fuck you because you're my
Right.
friend and I know you.
but it's
You know what I mean? But I have to
Right,
be
but-
like, oh
and
yeah,
then-
you're still my mom. You need to show up
And
as
you know
this.
your mom is your mom.
Yeah.
You know all their insecurities too.
Yes,
So like
yeah.
you have to like,
Yes.
I know why this is getting said in this way. This is the nicest they could be. They could literally,
Yes.
they can only be a 5.
Yes.
They're never gonna be a 10.
Totally.
And then when you remind yourself about that, you kind of feel better.
Yeah.
You go, and it's just the way you're saying. Like when you go, like I have to remind myself what I'm doing. Here's the animal,
Yeah.
I have to deal with.
grounding in
Yeah.
reality. Yeah,
Right.
totally.
Yeah.
I mean, it is interesting because I talk about just so much family stuff now, like in the news set where I'm like, I see people in the crowd like with their parents, like I've like seen them like pushing their dad, like he's talking about you, you fucking loser.
Yeah.
You know, like
yeah.
so that makes me feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's
totally.
like nice to hear it from others and go, see,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, like
Right.
it's
That's
like nice.
awesome.
Totally.
That's awesome. Well, dude, this has been
This is
fucking
so fun.
amazing.
Thank you.
This
Thank
is
you
such
for
a fun
having me.
time.
On the pod.
Love
Yeah.
what you guys are
Check
doing
out the
here.
special.
Love
Yeah.
the
Amazing.
studio,
Thank you.
everything.
Thank you,
Cool.
man.
Taser,
Thank you for
Kane.
coming. Appreciate it.
I gotta
And
pee my
again,
pants.
37 and single. Oh, we're not doing plugs.
already did it.
Oh, yeah.
Pee so bad.
IanFinance.com. Thank you for tuning in. We love you guys. Bye.